All right, guys. So, in an interview that seemed to come straight out of GTA 5, Caitlyn Jenner is sitting down with Sean Hannity, and she's going to discuss what she wants to do for California, what's wrong with California, and why she's the best candidate. Now, the point of this video, guys, is that, I just want to point out something in politics that really annoys me, and it's the reason why our politics is so stupid, right? Like, it's the reason why politics has been dumbed down. Okay, we have dummy politics in America. When people run for political office, whether it's governor, president, or whatever, right, we tend to judge people based off really stupid stuff, right? Like things that really does not matter, right? What actually really matters, is whether or not they have a plan, whether they can execute on that plan, and whether or not that plan is actually good for the country or state that they're trying to lead. That's what it's about. But we tend to go back and forth with each other over crazy stuff about, okay, are they trans? Are they married? What color are they? Where they from? And all this stuff that really don't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay, me personally, guys, I don't care what you are. I don't care what you look like. I don't give a damn. I care about the policy. So with that being said, I don't have a problem with Caitlyn Jenner. Okay, I don't have a problem. I don't agree with her lifestyle, but I don't have a problem with her. But right now, she is not the best candidate for California, in my opinion. Now, again, I think from a political perspective for the Republican Party, she presents some opportunities that they'll probably be advantageous. But outside of that, she's not the best candidate right now. And I'm going to show you guys the difference between standard political speak, right? The things that all people do. They go out there and they give these platitudes that are generic. Nobody really knows what you're really saying, versus somebody that actually has a plan, that really understands the problems with California and has some solutions to try to fix it. And I think the difference is shocking. And I'm telling you guys, we need more people like the person that I'm going to basically endorse for governor in California in politics, period. So before we get in that, let's roll the clip of Caitlyn Jenner sitting down with Hannity to discuss what she wants to do for California.
You can answer the specifics. Are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? Are you independent? And I really want you to define this term, a compassionate disruptor. What is a compassionate disruptor?
I've kind of played around with that term. And originally I started out as a compassionate disruptor. And then I was thinking the other day, I think I'm more of a thoughtful disruptor. I have common sense. Okay, I see what's going on and I see no common sense in politics and why they're doing it, besides only for political reasons. And I have always been on the Republican side just because I have conservative economic values. The old saying, lower taxes, less regulations, a more friendly business environment. And we don't have that in California. But socially, I've been much more progressive all my life. I get it. People do need help. We need programs. But you cannot have social programs without an economy. Doesn't happen. You just don't have the finances to do it. And that's what's happening here in California. And so it's been so frustrating for me. I don't care. Honestly, I like everybody. I'm friends with everybody.
I don't like everybody. There are people I don't like in life. But
I can get along with anybody, Sean. I can get along. So honestly, I don't really care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, a libertarian, vegetarian. It doesn't make any difference to me. I want solutions. If the Democrats are able to come up with great solutions, I am behind that 100%. Solutions to bring this state back and to give the power of this state back to the people and not to special interests in Gavin Newsom.
Nothing she said there was bad, right? I don't have a problem with anything that Caitlyn said, okay? Matter of fact, if you look at the comment section on the Fox News video, a lot of people are coming around to her. Obviously, the Republican establishment is going to get behind Caitlyn Jenner for various reasons, okay? And that's what's happening right now. But what she's saying really sounds the same as all the politicians speak, okay? She's positioned herself as an outsider, but yet, she is an elitist, right? She has a lot of money. She's from the Kardashian family. She's elite, okay? That's not a disqualification in my opinion. because I do think we need more outsiders in politics. And I don't think that Caitlyn Jenner is a bad candidate. I just think there's a much better candidate or potential candidate. And that much better candidate is Kevin Pyrath, aka Meet Kevin on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys are familiar with Meet Kevin. I love Meet Kevin, right? I watch his videos every day. I don't have time to really keep up with the markets and what's going on in finance, even though I really should, because I'm covering this type of politics every day. So I actually do watch his videos quite a bit to keep up with what's going on generally. And he's potentially thinking about running for governor of California, okay? And this guy, you know, he came from nothing. He became a real estate broker. He made it in real estate. He started YouTube. He started educating people on finance and stocks. He really understands business, okay? And he's super thorough with the information that he gives and the research that he does, right? And he's considering running for governor, and he came out with a 20-part plan on how to fix California. And I'm not talking about platitudes, okay? I'm talking about real policy, okay? Real policy on how to fix California. And I want you guys to listen to him talk about the first part of his plan having to do with California state taxes in order to fix California. And that's going to show you the difference between people like Caitlyn Jenner, who I don't have any problems with, but she just sounds like a stand-up politician, versus the actual outsiders that have plans, that actually know what the hell is going on, that actually need to be in politics, and people that we need to get behind. Take a look.
Part number one for fixing California. California taxes are too high. COVID has proven that you don't need to live in a specific state to work in a specific state. This means people are literally fleeing California, especially higher income individuals, paying sales taxes and property taxes and potentially income taxes in different states, or no income taxes in different states, by fleeing to states like Texas, Florida, Nevada, Idaho, and avoiding California taxation altogether. That means not only are we losing the income tax from those individuals, but we're also losing car registrations, license registrations, or renewals, or losing sales taxes and property taxes. We're losing a lot from these individuals. And this trend has a real risk of bleeding California dry. I mean, we're already seeing Tesla not only threaten to move to Texas, but establish their next gigafactory in Texas. This is bad. We can't have companies, especially big tech companies, leaving our state because they contribute so much to our California GDP. California's cracks of this happening are already starting to show, and it's a big problem. So my solution number one. Completely eliminate all taxes for those making less than $250,000 per year. For those above this range, and to be determined, there should be a flat tax of somewhere between 5 to 7%. And we don't even need the California Franchise Tax Board to do this. We should just abolish the Franchise Tax Board altogether. And I know that sounds radical, but quite frankly, we need less bureaucracy because we're going to have to work on saving a lot of money. So there's going to be a lot of saving money that needs to happen at the government to not have a state income tax. But quite frankly, we can all do with a little less bureaucracy. And in this 20-part plan, you're going to see how I come up with generating this additional revenue, because quite frankly, it's cheap talk to say, let's get rid of income taxes without a plan. Well, I got a 20-part plan. Let's keep going on this. So to make this clear, for anyone making under $250,000, you would pay zero. Anyone making over $250,000, you would be taxed at a flat tax rate of between 5 to 7%, to be determined, on any amount above $250,000. So it'd still be zero for anything below $250,000. And this would be assessed on your federal taxable income. So you wouldn't need to do a California tax return. But just look at your IRS 1040, which you could send to us digitally, and boom, there you go. Here's your fee. It's just that simple. Things can be done very simply in government. They don't need to be as complicated as they are. Anyway, the same will be true for small businesses. So small businesses, individuals making under $250,000 will pay zero in California taxes and file no California tax-related fees. But again, just eliminating the California tax without a plan for replacing $100 billion in revenue annually is cheap talk. So let's talk about this. First, as part of part one here, taxing those just making over $250,000 at around 5 to 7%, it will likely raise over $25 billion in tax revenue annually. That means already, with this one change, we may have lost that $100 billion in revenue, but we've already filled the pot back up with about $25 billion in revenue. And again, that's $100 billion in revenue is what the state brings in annually from income taxes. We're going to fill that pot back up with $25 billion just by taxing those making over, on the amounts over $250,000 at 5 to 7%, to be determined exactly where. But anyway, anyone, and this is sort of another thing that we'll do, anyone who has already left California within the last 10 years will be invited back and will be given a 50% tax abatement on any income over $250,000 for the first 3 years they're back. So that way, our goal is to bring some of these entrepreneurs and higher income earners back to California. So if they're gone, you go from making money to making no money. If you bring them back at a 50% discount, at least you're going from zero to something, and hopefully they stay as we have a more accommodative business related or business inspired taxation structure in California. We got to fix California. Now, there are many other problems, okay? We got to talk about housing, transportation, traffic. Let's get into this.
Guys, you hear that? That's just part one of a 20-part plan. Now, that's his plan on taxes, right? A plan that, again, outlines how you're going to cut taxes, right? Why you're cutting taxes, how you're going to replace that revenue, and how you're going to bring people back to the state, right? Those are real details. Now, I want you guys to listen to his plan regarding schools, because I 100% agree with this, and this is something I've advocated for personally on my channel in terms of how schools should be. Take a look.
Future schools will operate like this. At 14 years old, students will have the choice to attend a future school or a normal school. Future schools will blend community college and high school. They will prepare students for the real world. We will produce software engineers, mechanical engineers, cannabis growers. We'll produce genomic researchers, technicians, therapists, nurses, salespeople, entrepreneurs, business folks. This means at 14, students will have their curriculum catered to what potentially their career path might become. The first 2 years between 14 and 16 might be more generally focused on business and personal finance, and those years between 17 and 18 might be more catered towards actual hands-on training. So for example, if you're becoming a nurse, you might not need to learn calculus, but you'll learn about building wealth through investing, and you'll learn how to be a nurse. So that way, by 18, you'll be able to get a job as a nurse. By 18, you'll be ready to be a Palantir engineer at the FBI. At 18, you'll be ready for a job at Tesla, Google, or Apple. How? Well, with real work study and in collaboration with these companies. We'll ask companies to integrate our students into their real work environments. This isn't a trade school. It's the next level. It's the best of both. It's the best of actually all three: high school, trade school, and community college. It's a merger of all of them. And will reduce costs by working with companies like Teachable and highly paid teachers to teach courses online. And no, I'm not talking about stupid Zoom meetings. I'm talking about structured educational lectures that can be filmed and played online, so that way teachers don't waste their time giving the same lecture hundreds of times when they could just have a recording playing that lecture, and students could then slow it down or speed it up or replay it. And then we'll have in-person study, in-person hands-on lessons, in-person hands-on learning with the companies and places that students might end up wanting to work with. They'll learn the real world, and they'll actually learn how to build their wealth at the same time.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, I'm a huge fan of turning schools into skill factories, right? People being able to make money right out of school, okay, and get good jobs right out of school. We need that. That's what we need. That should be the platform for education, okay? We spend a lot of time talking about a lot of stuff that really needs to come down to how do you get students to come out of high school job ready, good job ready, not flipping burgers ready, good job ready. That will solve a ton of problems, okay? In reference to the poverty, in regards to unemployment. Look, skills. We just got to focus on skills. Okay, we don't need college. Okay, and again, in my opinion, this is what Republicans should actually be saying. Okay, I get the whole school choice thing. Listen, I understand. I'm with you on that. But it has to be more specific. We have to make our public schools better, right? We have to make them skill factories. We have to bring back learning actual skills. Okay. So with that being said, guys, this is why I think that Meet Kevin is probably going to be the best candidate in the race, right? He has the real world experience, right? He understands California, and he has a plan. Now, I get it. I'm not living in the dream world here. I don't think he'll be able to execute on his whole 20-part plan. Obviously, he won't be able to do that. But I like the ideas. And I like the fact that he's putting them out there and he's not focused on platitudes and stupid stuff that don't really make a difference. And with that being said, please run as a Republican, Kevin. Please run as a Republican. Please, please, please. Okay? You obviously won't lower taxes, right? I don't necessarily know how he feels about a lot of social issues, but he definitely wants to make California more gun friendly. Okay? Now, he's not, one of those people that's, no gun laws, but he wants to make it a little bit more friendlier. Please run as a Republican, right? We need more Republicans like this, okay? These are the type of people that really need to be on the conservative side of the aisle, okay? People with some real solutions and some real ideas, right? We need it. So, Kevin, if you're seeing this video, I'm encouraging you. Run as a Republican, man, right? Please, please, okay? I'm begging you, right? But anyways, guys, I don't hate Caitlyn Jenner. I have nothing against her. I just want to see more concrete ideas and plans from her outside of just, well, I'm trans and, Gavin Newsom sucks, right? I want to see some real concrete policy. But until then, I'm endorsing Meet Kevin, man. I hope he runs. I hope he runs as a Republican. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.